Julia.
And I'm Sue.
And this is Olaf. Welcome to Sticks and Stones
podcast, which is about crafting, not animals.
Today on Sticks and Stones podcast, we're going to learn how to modify a commercially made shawl into something that you like better.
We're also going to talk about puppies.
And stuff we've been doing. So join us. Oh, are you crying? Oh, thank you.
See, I'm so hungry in my belly. I want to eat.
Aww.
Oh. I mean, Olaf, naughty dogger.
Oh, you're sweet. So yeah, we're a little preoccupied today. We have a new puppy here. Not mine.
This is Olaf. This is my excuse for not really having a whole lot of new crafting things. This is our seeing eye puppy, Olaf. He's hungry.
Yeah.
Because he eats lunch and it's lunchtime for him. And he is going to be with us for the next year. And we got to take him all kinds of fun places. And he's been to the library and to the, where's he been? The Pinewood Derby. Don't bite people, bite your duck. And so this has been my project, is potty training and learning sit and stay and all that good stuff.
You haven't made him a sweater yet.
I have not. He's not supposed to wear sweaters.
Oh.
He gets a vest. When he's 6 months old, we can get him vested so he can have a vest to wear to go places. And then, you know, when he gets older, he wears a harness.
All right.
When he is placed with a blind person who needs his help.
Oh, he's sweet.
So, yeah. So we have a lot of rules. We're not supposed to put coats on him because we don't want him to get used to being a couture dog with coats and booties. Right, silly boy?
No fancy St. Patrick's Day hat for him.
No, unfortunately not. No.
He's very cute.
He is cute, and he's a whiner too. Right? Right, whiner? No bites. No biting people, bite your duck. So what have you been working on? I may exit at some point to take him back downstairs. But
well, I'll show off my finished thing while he's still calm. I spent the last month making a sweater.
Fun! Ooh, gorgeous! I like it.
It's actually it was a test knit for a girl. She saw a picture or a sweater on Downton Abbey she liked.
Oh, fun.
And created it based on a still shot. So this is it. It's called Feather and Fantastic. I love it. I'll stand up. I'll show you guys.
It's really nice. It looks very comfy.
It is. It's got a very subtle kind of striping that goes down the front, and then there's a feather and fan across here in the sleeves. So it's kind of fun.
You can go down there.
I put it a little bit on Instagram. I had a couple little issues making it because this is not the yarn that was called for. It's slightly thicker, so I had to adjust a couple of things in the pattern. But in the middle of making it, my yarn changed color.
Really?
Yeah, I had put a picture on Instagram about it because I was kind of shocked, but you can see it across the back. Can you see the stripe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys...
Yeah, like right here?
Yeah. That's the only place. It stopped, like, it has all these little flecks in it, and the yarn stopped having flecks and turned dark brown. And so I had to go and find another skein, and I had to then, do the rest of it and hoped I had enough. And I did. I had just enough with missing that little bit. But
that's weird.
I was really surprised. So that was a challenge. The dog's back there.
The dog's going to have to go downstairs to his little house.
Yeah, but this is cozy and comfy and quite nice.
It looks awesome.
It's released now, so if you guys want to make your own, you can go get your own pattern and make it yourself.
Awesome. Really cute.
Calm.
Yeah, no puppy. How about that?
He's sweet.
He is sweet, but he's still a puppy and he's biting and crazy.
How old is he now?
He is 10 weeks.
That's a big commitment. I give you a lot of credit.
Oh, thanks. It's fun. It's a great project for the kids, you know. You have to really think about how another person operates. There's certain things we're not allowed to do. There's certain things we have to do. Yeah. Because you have to think about how a blind person interacts with the world.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a different perspective.
It's a very different perspective. So you can't, you're not supposed to teach them tricks. You don't want a dog stopping in the middle of the sidewalk to do tricks.
Right. Interesting.
So it's a great project for all of us, really, but just to think about We have club meetings and they talk about that. They're like, yeah, blind people don't like when a dog lifts its leg on a building.
Yeah.
So this is what you need to teach them.
Wow.
So
that would be good knowledge to know just for any dog. But
yes.
Yeah,
it's different.
Nice.
But anyway, back to you. What else have you been doing?
Oh gosh. Well, I do a little of this and a little of that, of course.
Of course, we all do.
So I brought a couple things that I'm like the things I'm working most on because I've there's so many things. I have this. This is a baby blanket I'm making, and actually I have to show you guys. This is my new Geeky Pie Day bag because
so
you gotta
cute.
celebrate Pie Day.
Oh my gosh, we went out and bought pie.
So did we.
We went to the Easton Bakery, and then we ended up getting a whole lot of stuff that wasn't pie. That was really good.
Yum.
And 2 days later, I was like, why did I eat all that stuff?
Yeah, we bought a apple crumb pie from the farmer's market, and it was delicious. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you guys celebrate Pie Day?
Yeah, I don't usually, but because it was 3.1415, I had to. I said to the kids, we had to celebrate it. It's never going to happen again. And they said, yes, it is. In 1,000 years. I said, are you going to be around?
100 years.
Or 100?
Yeah.
Is it 100 years?
100 years.
Oh, right. They said 1,000. I just agreed with them.
But math stuff.
So potentially they could be around to.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't be around again for Pie Day.
It was fun. We were kind of excited about it, and my kids are doing projects at school based on pie and all kinds of. They were all yay pie, So I bought a bag for the occasion.
Fun.
And this is by the Silver Shed. If you want to get your own, you can do that. But in that bag, I've been carrying around a log cabin blanket. So that's the beginnings of it for my friend's new grandbaby. And I've got a lot left. This is kind of dragging because it's just a lot of knitting, and though it's easy, it's just like it's time consuming, and my hands are like, after I do 5 rows, I want to do something different so I can give it a break. But
because you're not doing different types of stitches.
Right. But I think it's going to be really nice. It's really squishy.
So do you actually knit it this way, and then this is knit this way?
Yeah, they're all separate blocks. They're all seamed on the back.
Interesting.
So each block is done separately, and then you pick up the next block off of that. So they're different directions and different colors and different sizes. So I got to do I got to do a big block going this way next, and then I have to see if I have enough yarn to do like how many other blocks around I want to do before I just edge it.
So is this a pattern, or are you just making it up as you go?
It's a pattern. It's the Modern Log Cabin Blanket.
You just said that, and I was not paying attention.
That's okay. I don't think I went into the details of it, but yeah, it's nice. It's easy. It's super easy. I think I'm to the point now where doing this much garter stitch, it like nulls my brain. So I need something to wake it back up again. So I'll get there little by little.
If you want me to do any of it, you just let me know.
Here, knit on it while we talk. I'll let you go with it.
What?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
And I'm using Comfort from Barocco, which is nylon and acrylic, so it's going to be super easy care for them.
Nice.
Which is good. I'm always worried about like wool allergies in babies, and if I make something out of wool, are they going to sneeze?
Right. So
I try to do something easy care in acrylic for that. So that's the first project I'm working on.
I like the stripy thing over there.
Yeah, I've been trying to be really good this year and not buy new yarn, which is hard. It's very hard. I've been trying to work from my stash. I organized my whole stash. I went and bought big tubs. And I realized as I was organizing that I have almost an entire big tub of nothing but leftover yarn from other projects. And most of it is sock yarn, either that I've gotten like through swaps or whatever. So I'm making, out of all my little teeny tiny balls, a striped tubular cowl.
Oh, fun. And I like it. I like all these different colors.
Yeah, and I think it's been kind of neat. I've been just randomly picking colors as I go. And I'm working it in a tube, so it's just a circle. All the ends are inside. I'm not going to have to worry about it looking bad on one side. And I can make it as long as I want to, and then eventually I'll just attach the 2 ends, and it will be a big circle like that.
Fun.
So it'll be double thick and cozy, and I can make it long to wrap twice if I want to, or short, whatever. So that's...
If you make it really long, it can be a jump rope.
It could.
Like the project we're working on today.
Yes. Which is very long. Too long. So it's not going to be that long, but yeah. So that's what I've been doing. Actually, I really like the way it looks on the camera. It's pretty.
It is very pretty. I guess because you tend to use similar colors. You really just literally pick your hand in and do you use some thought like, yeah, that's not really going to go.
A little bit. Let me show you. I'm going to lean off here for a second. I have my bag O-ends here. I just have a whole bunch of little balls in there.
Yeah, and they all go together.
Generally the same color scheme. I separated them all out by color. So right now I do have like blues and oranges and browns in here. So I have, you know, other parts of the rainbow at home that eventually I'll add in if I need to. But that's what I'm starting with.
Nice.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
They're getting away.
Uh-oh, runaway yarn.
Yeah.
Good thing the puppy's not here. That would be gone.
So I throw that one in my purse because it's mindless. It's just knit in a tube. Strange thing, and I'm just realizing this, it's the exact same stitch as the garter stitch blanket, but it's a whole lot easier.
That yarn looks thicker too, though.
It is. Maybe it's the thickness that's bothering me, not the stitch.
I think we're going to have to conduct a study. Please pause for our study. We will come back to you with results.
Yeah, if you guys, I don't know, if there's thoughts out there. I know that sometimes working with a different size needle will make my hands feel better, but I didn't think it was that big of a difference to not want to work on something as much. What do you guys think? I don't know.
It's also, those are very monochromatic. You know, it is a solid color, where this is actually has different colors in it. It's a little more interesting for the eyeballs while you're working. Yeah.
Well, my other two projects are small needle projects too, now that I'm looking at it. So
maybe you're just a small needle girl.
Maybe I just like that. I'm making a new pair of socks because I really need some color in my life.
Don't we all?
Aren't those crazy? I love this.
It is really beautiful.
I got this last year at the Zombie Apocalypse retreat. It's the Cyborg's Craft Room. I love it. It's her base is called a succulate. We have very geeky husbands, so it makes a lot of sense. Succulate. But it's really beautiful.
You are the Borg. Yeah. I am the Borg.
And I don't remember the colorway, but I'm just having...
It's really beautiful.
It's just something to because we're supposed to get another 4 inches of snow tomorrow.
We need some spring. We need some spring. We need some spring.
Tulips are
you're gonna edit us out. We need some spring. We need some spring.
Can you tell? We need some spring.
You need some spring. Oh no, people will see I'm wearing socks when it's stressed.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, what else have you been working on?
Then the last thing, actually this is part of a wishing for warmer weather middle on.
That's so pretty. It's like trees.
Yeah, this is the Hitafude, which everybody and their brothers made. And I'm using more yarn I bought from the retreat last year. This is Sun Valley Fibers.
But anyway, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is. And it even looks like little pine trees all lined up.
This is the sleeves. It's going to go across the back. And so these are the 2 sleeve ends. Oh. And then you add on below and keep on going.
It's really pretty.
I'm getting there. I got like 3 more repeats to do before this section of it is done. And
Pete and Repeat were sitting on a fence. Pete fell off. Who's left?
Repeat? Oh, you're going to do it again. I got it.
Pete and Repeat were sitting on a fence. Pete fell off. Who's left?
Hush.
That's how many times she used to do that.
Yes. Over and over and over. So that's all I've been doing.
I'm going to work on this next, actually. I do have one thing besides puppydom that I'm working on. This is one that's finished, but I have to do a custom piece for someone. This is a hat band. I should have brought my hat up, you know, in a cowboy hat.
I think you've shown me those before. They're really neat. It's lovely.
Okay, so I have to work on a hat band.
Cool.
And I really need to get cracking on it. So, a lot of fun.
Yeah, those ends are really neat.
A lot of different parts and different braids that go into it.
Wow.
And then, you know, it's like everything else. Putting it all together is always the nerve-wracking part. But that's what you were talking about. What's nerve-wracking for you? A project coming up, right?
Yeah, this is beautiful. I don't know how you do that. It's gorgeous.
That's what I say about knitting.
Well, we have a friend who asked me to modify her commercially made scarf. It's like a giant cowl. And
gigantic.
I said, sure. And I thought it was knitted. And I looked at it then, and it's crocheted. And I cannot find anything. I can't find anything online, though, to teach me how to steek crochet. So today
I'm guessing steeking is a...
Cutting. It's a technical term.
For cutting.
For cutting.
Cutting carefully.
Yes. It's usually done like in a Fair Isle sweater because the colors are you're using so many colors on something like that to purl it is difficult because of the stranding that you have to carry along behind. So many of those sweaters are knit in the round and then cuts to make it a cardigan or for the sleeve openings. It's just for the ease of knitting. And it's a scary thing to make a whole sweater. I have never done it, but to make a whole sweater and then cut it in half.
I can understand that. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, ooh, but there's a lot of tutorials on how to steek your knitting. I couldn't find any on how to steek the crochet. So I kind of made it up on camera.
And you're going to cut on camera, correct?
I am.
So if it goes,
yeah.
Which we'll get to see that. It all goes haywire all over the place like silly string.
Yeah. Well, I'm confident. I'm confident that I can figure this out.
She can do it.
Yeah, it's just something different, and it's something that, you know, if you've ever wondered how to manipulate something that's crochet,
here we go.
Yeah, trial and error. So hopefully
she's gonna let me do it. I said, you know what? I got enough with the puppy. You take care of it.
Take the scissors.
Yeah, exactly. I have a paper cutter.
Can you imagine?
Then it goes faster.
Actually, that might have been better. It probably would have been a lot less nerve-wracking to just
would it be easier to just start from the beginning and re-knit the whole thing, re-crochet the whole thing?
This is it. So it's gonna be neat. It's just really thick, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty.
Nice thing. So we're gonna modify this today.
Awesome.
And hopefully the owner will like the results.
I'm sure she'll love it.
So yeah, so come on and join us and experience the creativity. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Okay. So for today's DIY, I'm going to show you guys how to modify a commercially made crochet scarf. A friend of ours had asked me to turn her large cowl into two smaller pieces, one shawl and one smaller cowl. So it's a bit of an experiment, but for this project what I'm using is the large scarf, which is here, and this is the two parts of it. I have two different sizes of crochet hook, one for the reinforcement and one for the actual edging, and then I have some yarn. This is the crochet portion of the scarf, and I looked a lot online to try to figure out whether or not steeking crochet was even possible, and I couldn't really find anything in particular, so I'm kind of creating this as we go along. But what I did notice is that I was easily able to see each crochet row, so that it was pretty easy for me to figure out where I was going to have to reinforce and cut. So what I've done is I've created two reinforcement lines. Our friend has asked that I do one side in a tan and then another side in a pink because I'm doing separate edgings for each part. So this one I've already reinforced, and it has two sides, and I'll show you guys how I did this. What I've got here is just it's an F hook, a smallish hook so that it's nice and firm, and I'm doing a 3 crochet chain, 1 single crochet around the large bunch to reinforce each section. So I start by doing 3 crochet chain, and then I go under the whole section of crochet there, and I bring this back around to do a single crochet underneath. And I did this all the way across. When you get to the end, there are 2 little sections here. So I put 1 single crochet around both of them just to make sure that it's definitely reinforced on the edge. Then I flip the whole thing, and I go back to the inside. After I flip the fabric to the back, you can see there's just loops around each one. I wanted to reinforce this again to make sure that it's extra strong and nothing is going to get out of the way when I am cutting it. So again, I just made a crochet chain, and you can see there's the loop from the 3 crochet chain underneath here. What I did is a single crochet 3 times over that. So I go, oops. So I do 1 single crochet, 2, 3 underneath that chain from the other side, and then I just do 1 single crochet chain across this bar here, and then again I go into the next one, pick it up, and do another 3 single crochets around that bar. And this will encompass all the different stitches, so when we cut it, it's not going to fall apart. And I do this all the way across to the other end of the fabric. So both sides have now been reinforced on both sides, and we're going to begin the cutting process. The first thing I did is just make sure that all of the stitches are pressed up against the crochet line so that there's going to be fewer pieces that can get loose. And then what I do, I left 2 strips in the middle, and I'm going to cut above this crochet line. You want to make sure that you cut where the stitches are going to be still whole on one section. So you don't want to just down the center, but you want to be very careful about where you're cutting. So I am going to cut right in here.
Do you need a sharper scissors?
No. And this isn't a precise science, we're just kind of cutting through, snipping some strands. This is probably the scariest part, but if you notice, I can begin to pull these apart, and I'm leaving this whole section untouched. So again, I'm going to cut over here and pull this apart. So this side should not fall apart. This side, however, we're going to have to do some more reinforcing on. And I just clip it all the way across the whole row. So the cutting is complete, and now what I want to do is very gently just pull out any loose threads. Some of these are not going to be attached, and I want to get them out of the way before I go on to the next step. Some of them will also tighten up a little bit. There's one that's free. Just kind of get the raw edges straightened out so that they're not so crazy. If you notice, if you look very closely, you can almost see there's like knots in the fabric that you can kind of cinch up a little bit, and that will keep things from falling apart too. So just play with it as you go along and tighten things up so that they're not going to escape, and from there we'll start to reinforce this edge. So I have been going along and reinforcing the cut edge of the pink side because I didn't want these free edges to fray. And what I'm doing is just holding them together and doing single crochets around the bunch just to keep them in place. This will be covered up by the edging, so it's not real important how nice it looks. It's just very important to make sure that everything is encapsulated and firm and solid and not going to fall apart. That's the most important thing. So as you can see, I'm just kind of randomly holding these pieces together and working around them to make sure that they're not, it's a little fuzzy, but they're not going to go anywhere now. They're well enclosed. So I'll do that all the way to the end, and then I'll show you guys how to do the edging. So everything is reinforced and ready for edging. This one is going to be attached between the 2 reinforced edges to become a cowl, right along in here. And then this one is going to have a decorative edge and will remain a shawl, just a one-piece shawl. finished shawl edge. It's just a number of single crochets, just makes a decorative border. I attached it to the base that I had made with my reinforcement, and I think it adds just a nice little touch. So I'll post some pictures. You guys can see the full finished products when they are on a person, but I'm pretty happy with this modification of a commercially based design, and I hope you guys have a little more courage to change your scarves and shawls around if you don't quite like the way they look when you buy them. It's a fun way to make it your own. So we did it!
We cut and it didn't go whee!
Yeah, it didn't. I think it actually worked very well, and I'm hopeful
nice
to see what the owner thinks when we're done.
I'm sure she's gonna love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am going to add a little bit more of a detail here. So that it's more symmetrical with the tan, but other than that,
it went really well. You did a
great
job. Great job.
Yeah, so I guess the lesson learned is don't be afraid. I mean, it's yarn, and when I teach the beginners, a lot of times they get really scared when they drop a stitch, or if they make a mistake that when they pull the needle out, it's all going to just fall apart. And I guess I was a little worried about that with the crochet, because if you do it wrong, there's not all those stitches there. You can't just go down one more row and pick up all the stitches. You have to, especially when you're on the bottom half of it, there's not anything to pick up. It's not there. So that was scary for me. But if you're calm and you just take care of the end, like the reinforcement was the biggest thing, making sure those ends are not able to get away.
And think once, think twice, cut once.
Right.
Because you looked at it several times and compared, and
I did, and I almost cut the wrong side. I was that close, and I looked at it like, no, that's the wrong end. Move over. And it was a matter of like a quarter of an inch. If I'd cut on the wrong side of that crochet line, it would have been a much bigger mess.
And this is also where thrift stores come in handy, right? If you have something that you really want to modify and you don't want it messed up, go see if you can find something cheap for $1 that you could mess up a little bit and figure it out.
Yeah. But I'm not nearly as scared anymore, so that's kind of cool.
Nice. Well, everything turned out really nice.
Yeah. And if you guys do any modifications, I'd love to see. We can open a thread, show us your mods, or something like that.
And as long as you crochet it correctly, that thread will not unravel.
Very good. I'd even want to see, like, because you could modify a sweater you buy at the store. You can modify, not necessarily cutting, but adding something to it, or if you guys have done anything like that, that'd be really neat to see.
Yes, it would be.
And maybe, I could come up with a prize. So how about that? New thread, new prize. What have you done to modify your stuff? That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see that kind of thing.
That would be fun.
So, and it could be embroidery too, or felting.
Yeah.
I don't care. Do you care?
Any kind of, no, I love when you felt things on a sweater.
Yeah. There, see, new project for you. In all her spare time.
Yes. Now I have a sweater that I loved it, and I was getting holes in the elbows, so I used fabric and made flowers and then stitched around it and then whip stitched it onto the elbows, so it looks very academic. Like when you have a blazer with the elbow badges on it. It's really cute.
You actually modified this, didn't you? I was just thinking of that as
I did. I just modified it right before I put this on because it was open.
Here,
I added these.
So you can show.
That's right. I was going to talk about that because it was only sewed right here, and so these were open and it would drape down too far, and I liked it, but it was just a little too much skin. So I just stitched them up. And honestly, I didn't use a ruler or anything. I took the two ends, I folded in half and said I'm going to stitch it there.
Yeah.
So,
I think it worked very well.
Yeah, I think it looks nice now. It looks classy.
So you can do all kinds of modifications. Alright. So thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We'll see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Spring, spring, spring. Spring, spring, spring. Spring, spring, spring. I can't remember the song now that I made up.